Hey guys, this is Peyton. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be working with Windows 10 ISO. So this is going to be upgrading Windows from Windows 7 or Windows 8 to Windows 10. Even if you're having issues with your computer, you can wipe it, restart. Got a couple different uses for it. I'm using it currently. We're just going to go into Windows ISO download. Today I'm using it to change my Linux computer back to Windows. Very simple, works on all computers. I recommend starting out with a Windows computer to download the ISO, put it on a flash drive. I'm using 16 gigabyte flash drives, but I believe it'll go for as little as 5 gigabyte flash drives. So there's nothing major needed here. So start out by Googling Windows 10 ISO download. It's going to be a very simple, short tutorial, but one of the most things I use on a daily basis with my job is IT. So we're going to download tool now. You can run it as soon as it's downloaded. I already did this once today to save some time because the download does take a while, but I'm going to walk you guys through it just to show you a really easy setup for getting to Windows 10. With all the new security patches, this is nice to do every once in a while just to make your drivers run better, as I've seen a lot of issues with this. Security updates have been getting in the way majorly, so this definitely helps. It's going to take a couple minutes, but this shouldn't be too long. So this is definitely going to help anyone out there. This is general, easier to build it on Windows computer. I'll try to make a video later on getting the ISO and doing it through a Linux computer, but look for later videos for that. Definitely be difficult. This is one of the main things I do with my job, so I recommend you to practice this a couple times if you're new to IT and you're trying to get into computers. This is it's huge because dentist offices, they have older computers, and when we upgrade anything in them, when we upgrade their software, they need this basically completely wiped. Upgrading the PC now can work. It's rough. It's so much easier using a USB. All you need is one. So I'm going to run with that because then I'll never have to download again. Don't use recommended options if you plan on using this on multiple computers. 64-bit, if you have a big enough computer, you're going to want to stick with it. Whatever language, and Windows 10 is the edition we're running with today. And USB flash drive needs to be at least 8 gigs, it looks like. You can also do the ISO file to a DVD if you'd like, or USB later if you'd like. It's a little more difficult, but we're just going to run with this guy today. Mine's the D drive. Make sure you don't mess up your other drives while doing this. Please check your drives. It's very simple. You can just go into your file explorer, go under computer, right here, this PC, and make sure you're on your USB. That is not how small my USB is, but it's saying that because it's running Linux right now. 16 gigs, so don't worry about it. It's gonna work. Or it's not. Okay, I'll need to flash that later. But anyways, very simple. After this step, you just keep clicking next, and it downloads. Takes about 20 minutes. So I already have this guy downloaded on this flash drive, which is identical, and plugged into my Linux computer. And we'll go from here. Just to show you can do it on any computer. It's nice, it's easy. Power it down. Alright. This guy is definitely the computer I do most of my work on if I'm trying to learn Java or coding, but it's going to be a while. And I'm trying to get into Windows to keep it easier, straightforward. Yeah, I'm recording all this on my phone and I have no one else to record for me, so no judgment. So here we go. Powering it back up. Open boot settings. For me, tap escape multiple times. You're going to see my options come up that are extremely blurry. Alright. Boot device options. We got F9 on this guy. And depending on your hard drive or your USB, make sure you do not click your hard drive to boot up or it'll be normal. USB, I've got my SanDisk is the name of it. And now we're booting up to the normal HP. Again, this can be used in any different way. ISOs, even Linux ISOs, we'll cover that later on to boot up Ubuntu or Kali for any of you that are trying to do something different with Linux. It's really nice and easy, and you're going to want to practice it a few times to get into IT. So now we're looking at the setup, very simple and easy. I'll just walk you guys through it. We're not repairing, we're installing, and this will allow us to wipe the entire computer or keep data if you'd like. I suggest backing it up first, and we'll do a later video on backing up. This is just going to be a quick, easy setup of Windows 10. We're upgrading to Windows 10, but we're taking a Linux computer. Accept terms and conditions, the license terms. Gotta love that they're everywhere. I am going to completely wipe this computer because it's Linux. I don't want to dual boot, so we can just simply delete both partitions. Definitely back everything up before you do this. It'll wipe everything on your computer. I'll say that again and again. Alright, and just hit next. No format needed, no new, and it just starts copying. After this, obviously it's going through the install, but it's going to come up with just a few easy questions that are going to be creating username, password. You can log in with Microsoft. It's basically going to be the brand new Windows 10 computer again, and as long as you've had Windows 7, 8, or 10 on the computer before, it'll work perfectly. Clicking I do not have a license, and hopefully it won't take too long to get there. But when we do get there, I'll show you guys. Even if you haven't had Windows before, you can still download Windows. It's just gonna say it's not a legitimate version. It's a copy, and it will still work. You'll lose customization abilities like the background on your desktop, but in a workplace, at least it'll get them through the day so they can get a new computer if they're having major issues. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. Looks like it's moving along pretty well. I'll show you copying methods I've used before and use on a daily basis. We'll go through all the different ISOs as well. This is one of the main things you'll have to practice though if you don't know this or certain things about it, because it's used all the time in IT. Literally what saved one of the places I was just working at last week. I had to back everything up. It was really nice and easy, completely wiped with this flash drive specifically, and reloaded Windows 10 on it within, like you'll see, only a couple of minutes here. The nice part is the download does not take too long after it's already on a USB, so I definitely suggest having it ready beforehand. As you can tell, it's moving pretty fast, and my computer up top would have still taken 10 to 20 minutes to download this. So let's keep it moving. This guy's an i7 with Radeon graphics, so he moves pretty good. Not too slow. Let me know exactly what you guys want me to go over in IT. There's a lot of different subjects, a lot of things that are hard to get used to, and practices. These practices are just going to be the main ones that you need to know when starting out, and the vocabulary is key. ISO for ISO is huge with Linux and Windows, so definitely get used to it. Vocabulary is definitely key. And you can Google it. You can Google ISOs downloads, what kind of downloads they have. If you just type in ISOs, that's the general term, ISO. Definitely stick with it. After this, you'll be able to fix almost any computer, honestly, even if you think that it's done and it's not going to work anymore. The computer that I saved just this past week was not booting at all. There was no boot. I could barely get it to BIOS, but we got it there, and thankfully enough, it's up and running. Camera systems need a little more work on Monday morning. Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. But at least we have Windows up and running and all their information back, and that's the big thing. All right, so now I'll be able to walk through the Windows startup. I'll show you the easiest way, and I'm not going to have passwords built. This is just going to be really simple. We're going to be skipping security questions because of no password. I suggest putting a password on so you do have security questions to get it back. A lot more secure that way. And this definitely will take longer for certain computers. I'll let you know that right now. I actually do this quite a bit with my own computers. So if you run Linux, just a heads up, you'll realize certain ones mess up the updates slightly with drivers. So you'll have to kind of guess, experience it. If no one's figured out an issue yet or how to fix the issue, you can roll back to Windows, roll back to older updates of Linux if you prefer. And I don't like that most tech shows don't show you this. They say which one they think's better. It's not about which one they think's better. It's about which one fits your needs. And the ISO download, this is just the Windows one, which is honestly the most complicated, and which is why we're walking through it today. It's nice to get back to every once in a while, and it's very simple if you know what you're doing, or if you're following this video. Definitely make it easier for you guys. And it'll make it faster. Keep that in mind. Faster, secure, easy. Don't use any cheap upgrades. Go with this. Wipe, rebuild. I've used upgrades. They don't work.
Hi there. I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
No. Oh. Shh. Yeah, you can mute her. This button right here mutes her. Definitely do that if needed. Enable voice control. Yeah. So, yes, we know she talks. Yes, we know she does things, but let's dig in, I guess. I don't like spending time on this stuff. I'm in the United States. Enter button works. US keyboard. Enter button works. No other keyboard. Skip. Enter button works again. Network. I'm going to skip this for now because I have the newest download. I don't need internet setup, even though I do have it. We're going to continue with limited setup. Just to keep this going fast. Admin. Well, yeah, I'll have to click on it first. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, it's there. Okay. Enter through that. If you type in a password, which I recommend doing, it'll ask you for security questions, but I'm going to skip that for now. Privacy settings. Personally, I like turning off a couple of these. I don't like sending diagnostics to Microsoft, but you can leave it on. I don't like advertising IDs. Find My Device is definitely needed for laptops. Make sure you don't lose it. Locations for Find My Device. Diagnostic data, I don't need. Tailored experiences, I don't need. I suggest leaving it on if you're a little new to this. Some of these things might help you with, searches, ads, tips, advertisements, and diagnostic data. So at your own risk, but I suggest getting rid of them. Leave Cortana on there. Cortana helps with the search bar. Without Cortana, your search bar is going to suck. Just giving you a heads up. Even in dentist offices, this is exactly how I set it up. Usually there's set computers so I can turn off everything, but with my computer I'd like to make sure I have location on it so I can always find it. And we're almost up. This will already have all of the security updates on it, and it'll be ready to go because I just built this USB today, just 20-30 minutes ago for you guys. Trying to keep this video nice and short and easy. This usually will take around 30 minutes total, maybe 40 minutes. And if you have to back anything up, prepare to be an hour. And I'll show you the backups later on. I've got a couple different methods. One's a Windows 7 method, just in case you guys like it, and Linux methods for folder transfers. That's a piece of cake. We'll go through that. But definitely, this is something you're going to have to do all the time for IT. This is honestly 90% of my job right now. I go through dentist offices, wiping computers and rebuilding them because we took old computers and upgraded them to Windows 10, or someone used an older method of building a lot of computers at one time, and that doesn't work anymore. You can't put software on a lot of computers at one time and it'll all be the same. It just doesn't work. This is so much better. It works with your drivers. It's made for the computer. And that's the best part. You don't want any extra drivers or anything software-wise. So there you guys have it. We're a default Windows 10 newest update. I do not like Microsoft Edge, but that's up to your preference. New updates available because we're offline, but we should be on the newest update. So let's see. If I go here, easiest way to check if it's the newest update. There's a huge hack recently on Windows, and this is how they got rid of it. They used to use Windows 7 method for this. It was the properties of your PC, and now it should go, yep, right to Windows 10. Alright, yeah. So Windows 10 settings, security is already here. Instead of being able to do this all in the Windows 7 method, we got version 2.20H2. Alright guys, that's the easiest way to change your Windows computer back to Windows, or wipe it, make it faster, get rid of your driver issues. Got 10 gigabytes used on that flash drive, so I suggest at least 10 gigabyte flash drive, even though it's at 8. But yep. Alright, like and subscribe. Get ready for the next video. Do this multiple times, maybe once a day, maybe once a week, with a computer that can handle it and that's fast, so you're used to it. Just trying to help you guys get into that IT business and get ready for the real world, as this is honestly 90% of my job with 4 different business types. It's very simple and easy to do. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later.